First of all, posting links, you automatically get a little bit of a penalty just for trying to get people off the site. They won't like fully discriminate and not show anybody, but like there's a certain percentage of less visibility just simply because you're directing someone off the site, because Facebook wants to keep us on the site. If they could, they'd own the internet, and they're trying to. That's why they're expanding into every single market and trying to buy every single messenger app, trying to buy every single social media where they can. Second of all, when you post a link, and this is more strategy than anything, if you post a link, you got to try and get engagement off what you're accompanying the link with. So say you're putting out a track, you'd want to write a little bit about the track, hit certain emotional triggers in people where they'll relate and it'll interest them, and then you want to ask a question too. That helps a lot. So because even if people don't go through and click the link, or even if people don't, like, some people will click the link and not say anything because there's no reason for them to, because you're not necessarily asking a question. So if I was going to post a track about a breakup, I'd talk a little bit about it, and then I'd ask the question, can you relate, or can you think of a time where you felt like this, or something along them lines that makes people add engagement to the post as opposed to just liking and maybe listening.
The worst thing that you can put out is check out my blah blah blah. That's the worst thing. And as a matter of fact, I would go so far as to say that the bots that Facebook use to monitor Facebook are picking up on keywords such as check out my blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's automatically going to penalize you. So the name of the game for anyone who's trying to succeed on Facebook as a business is a couple of things. Number one, realizing that Facebook is not your personal website. So you've got to diversify where you're trying to get your message across. And when you're using all these social media platforms, you got to realize what they're built for. Facebook is built for that personal engagement, that connection. So if the content that you're putting on Facebook isn't about connecting with people, and it isn't engaging, then you're going to get buried. You might as well not even be utilizing Facebook. Mm-hmm. You're not going to want to put the same type of content that you would put on, say, YouTube on Facebook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every platform is different. They're designed different, and you got to realize that.
Yeah. Because if you look at like a platform like Twitter, that's built for spam. People are like, it's not predetermined on anything other than the fact of it turning up on your timeline at a particular time because either someone retweeted it as you're friends with, or they're friends with you and you just tweeted it and it came up in front of them. There's no kind of bias. Whereas like if you look at Facebook and the new algorithm on Insta, I say new, but it's been that way for a while now since Facebook took over, where it's like a popularity thing. And you're playing a game on Facebook, essentially. If you want to show up on news feeds and get more likes, you're essentially playing a game. And that's not, I don't mean playing a game in a sinister way of like you're playing a game with people. You know what I mean? But you're playing a game. Like you got to start looking at success in general as a game, or otherwise that's why people get fucked up, and that's why people get upset, and that's why people get frustrated, because they're not playing a game, they're playing hopes and dreams.
Hello.
You know what I mean? They're just playing hopes and dreams rather than thinking, right, there's a way to crack this. Just like, remember the other week, P, we were speaking about video games, how success in life is like video games.
Oh,
where,
like Super Mario. It only matters when you beat the game one time. You beat it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you're going to lose a bunch of times.
So start treating it like a game. Figure out the rules. Figure out how to beat the boss. How to get to the next level. You know what I mean? Use the walkthroughs. Go through all of that shit and start playing this as a game, and you're going to get a lot less frustrated. Absolutely. I think that if your rent is depending on this, if your livelihood is depending on this, if the way you feel is depending on this, you're in a position where when the failures happen, you're going to get punched in the face and you're going to cry about it a little bit, as opposed to being